One of the biggest benefits of buying and selling wholesale products through Amazon FBA is your ability to send your products directly from your supplier to Amazon's warehouses. The question I had when I got started, and the question you might have as well, is how exactly do I do that? Does my supplier prep the products for me? Does my supplier label the products for me? I tend to overthink things and had a lot of questions when I was first going into this, but as soon as I sent my first shipment in, I quickly realized how easy it actually is. I'll cover the process in this video because I am in the middle of sending in a small $2,000 wholesale order, and I'll walk you through it as I do it. If you're new here, my name is Tom with Path to Billions. On this channel, I'm documenting my financial journey and taking you along so we can succeed together. My channel currently focuses on Amazon FBA, so if you're looking to start or grow an Amazon FBA business, then make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. I would like to say before we get into this, I had mentioned in this video about finding your first wholesale supplier that you want to be honest with them and tell them you're an Amazon seller. This is exactly why. If you're not honest with your supplier and they don't know you're an Amazon seller, you won't have the benefit of being able to send products directly from them to Amazon. So the first step of this process for me is I create this little Excel sheet here. On the left-hand side, you would normally have UPCs. Then you have your cost, your list price, your profit, your quantity, and the total profit from each item. So one of the first things you might notice is these items are broken down into little groups. The reason for this is because they all come together. So for instance, this item is by itself, this item is by itself, but then for this one, a case pack is 1 unit of all of these and then 3 of this last one. This is pretty common with toys where you'll get assortments, which just means there's 10 different versions of the same toy in a box and you have to buy all of them together. So you can see, for instance, these 2 here would also be assortments. So there's 2 of this one and 4 of this one in an assortment. What that means for us is, for example, this item is normally $3.50 per item. You can see I have it spread out from $1.50 to $9 per item. And the reason for that is because the sales price is anywhere from $6.38 to $60. So essentially you have to buy some losers to get some winners. And ultimately you want to look at how much the entire case costs versus how much you're going to make. You don't want to look at it on an individual level necessarily. The other thing you might want to include in this sheet is if there's any additional costs from your supplier. Some suppliers might charge credit card fees, handling fees. There shouldn't be any shipping fees because you are shipping this through Amazon directly to Amazon. So you shouldn't have to pay shipping as if you were shipping it to yourself. This spreadsheet here, I actually make when I'm starting to figure out which items I'm going to buy from my supplier. And it helps me visualize the numbers, how much profit I'm making sure my numbers all make sense. The benefit of this sheet is once I'm done creating it and I know what items I'm going to buy, I can just copy the UPC, put it into Inventory Lab, copy the cost, and put it in there. And it makes it just so much easier than having to go back and forth between different things. So I'll actually do that next, which is we'll go to Inventory Lab and actually create the shipment. As I mentioned, I'm going to be using Inventory Lab to send the shipment in. So if you're curious why I use it or you just want to know more about the software, definitely check out this video I did. But to create your shipment, the first thing you want to do is go to List and List and Prep, and then you're going to go up to New Batch. Now the number one thing you're going to want to make sure you change is your ship from address. Because you are not shipping it from yourself, you're going to be shipping it from your supplier. You want to make sure you know which warehouse and what the address is for your supplier to ship from. And then you just hit create. So then when you're on this page and you have your shipment ready to be created, you would just do what I was saying earlier where you'd go over to the Excel sheet, copy the UPC, put it in, copy your cost, put it in, copy your list price, put it in, and everything should be done pretty quickly. I'm going to add my items real quick and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so here's all my items that I am sending into Amazon. You can see I have a total of 15 individual products, a total of 341 total units, an average sales rank of 107,418, total sales value of $7,235.95, total buy cost of $2,222.86, and a total net profit of $2,454.78. Now you may be wondering, can you realistically make 100% ROI or more buying wholesale and selling it on Amazon? Well, for those of you curious whether you can realistically make 100% ROI buying wholesale and selling it on Amazon, then you'll definitely want to subscribe and turn on notifications. I plan on launching a video in the next couple weeks where I am tracking my previous wholesale order, and I'm going to show you all the numbers before when I purchased it. I'm going to show you a month after it's live on Amazon how many units sold, what my average sales price is, how much of the money I've gotten back, and all the numbers behind this order. So if that interests you, definitely make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you get notified when that comes out. So after you put in all your items, the number one thing you want to confirm is this total buy cost. You want to make sure it matches what you are expecting to pay for your order. Once you've confirmed that number, you want to go down here and hit review batch. On this page, you can then confirm all the information you just input. So you can see the title of the product, the ASIN, your purchase date, your price you're selling it for, your average cost, your supplier, how many you're sending in. And then at the bottom, you have the same information in that bar again. Then you want to hit submit. If you haven't seen my previous video about sending in a shipment through Inventory Lab, you'll definitely want to check that out. But I actually unchecked this box because I don't finish my shipments in Inventory Lab. The main reason being that Inventory Lab tends to split your shipments out into a bunch of different locations, whereas going through Seller Central, you tend to have 1 or 2 locations. So then I'll hit sync. Again, it's a lot of the same information from the last page. What you want to do here is you want to go up to export and then go down to shipping plan file, and then you can rename it if you want. I just keep it the same name and hit OK. And then you'll see that download. That's it for the Inventory Lab portion of this video. Now we'll take that shipping plan file, head over to Seller Central, import it there, and then I'll show you how to finish up the rest of the shipment in there. From Inventory Lab, when you come on to Seller Central, you want to go over to the Inventory tab, go down to Manage FBA Shipments, and then from there you want to go over to Upload Shipping Plan File. You want to go down here, hit Choose File, and pick the shipping plan file you downloaded off Inventory Lab. Once you have the shipping plan picked, you just want to go to Upload Now. It does take a couple minutes for this to upload into Seller Central, so you do want to just wait like 5 minutes and then come back, make sure all your items are added into your inventory, and then from there you can continue on to the next steps. After your shipping plan has fully uploaded, you want to go from Upload Shipping Plan over to Shipping Queue, and then you want to go to Shipping Plans. You'll see the one I am working on with 341 units is right here, so you want to click on Work on Shipping Plan. On this page, the first thing you want to check is your ship from address, is your supplier's address, not your own, as I was mentioning earlier. You can see 2 of these items are restocked, so it's telling me how many quantity it's recommending me to send in. The rest of these are all new items, so there's no recommendations. The other thing you could check is either information required or removal required. But I have neither, so we'll go back to all products. All you do is scroll down here after confirming the numbers, and you want to hit continue. This next step is also going to be different than if you were sending in your own shipment. For prep guidance, you are going to have Amazon prep all the items for you. Some suppliers will prep the items for you, but the main thing you're going to look at is how much your supplier is going to charge you versus how much Amazon is going to charge you for that prep work. For the majority of these products, since they're toys and they come in boxes, they don't require prep work. So I'm just going to go to Apply All, choose one, which is no prep needed, hit choose, and that's going to apply to all of them. I'm going to look through this list real quick, make sure none that need prep, and then we'll go on from there. It looks like Amazon is recommending me to polybag this one item. So what I'm going to do here is instead of merchant, I'm going to go to Amazon. And then you can see they're charging me $1 per unit. What you want to do when you get your prep costs is you want to go back to that Excel sheet I showed you earlier, and you want to see how much that's going to affect your profit margins. After you've gone through your prep and you picked who you wanted to prep them, you want to go down and hit continue. You will find some suppliers that will be willing to put the Amazon labels on for you, but you do have to factor in how much they're going to charge you versus how much Amazon is going to charge you. So we'll go up to here and hit Amazon. You can see Amazon is charging me 30 cents per unit to put a label on it. If your supplier charges less than that and you trust them to do that for you, then go ahead and use them instead. We'll go down here to continue. Amazon has given me the 2 final destinations for these items. A couple things you could see on this page is 1, we have $18 in prep because that one item needed to be polybagged. You have your labels at $102.30, which is 30 cents per unit. Now, if you remember from earlier when we were on Inventory Lab, I was spending $2,200 roughly and making $2,400. So minus $120 off that, and now I'm making $2,300 off of $2,200. So it's really not that bad when you factor that in. You want to make sure when you are buying products that you're keeping in mind that you're going to be spending $30 per label, and if any of your products have prep, because you want to factor those costs in. It's the same thing as I mentioned. If your supplier charges you credit card fees or handling fees, you want to factor those into your purchase price. So you are making sure you are making money and that you aren't getting hit with all these costs and actually breaking even or even losing money on some items. The reason the shipment is split into 2 shipments is these 23 units going to Georgia are actually bigger units, so they're oversized, so they're going to be going to a separate facility. And then this facility in Pennsylvania is actually the main facility that my items from my supplier go to, so this is not bad at all for me. Depending on your supplier, it's going to depend on how you do this process. For the supplier I'm working with on this order, the way it works for me is I send him a list of the products they want. He gives me a finalized price because sometimes he'll give me discounts on some of the items. Then when he sends me back that, I'll go into Inventory Lab, add all the items with the finalized pricing. Then I'll upload it as I just showed you into Seller Central. I'll get the finalized locations that it's going to, and then I'll go back to him and say, I have these units going to this location and these units going to this location, so he can let his facilities know to break out the shipments according to that. As I keep mentioning, you do have to keep in mind any costs your suppliers are going to charge you. Some suppliers might charge you to break up shipments or to send multiple shipments to multiple locations. You got to read the fine print and see how your supplier does it. The next step is I'm going to hit approve and continue. Then I'm going to go and send an email to my supplier, let him know that this is going to be going into 2 different locations. From there, my supplier will reach back out to me, let me know what the weights and dimensions of the boxes are so we could get the shipment labels ready. So once I get that email back, I will come back to this video and I will let you know. It's been about 2 days and I now have the weights, dims, and box contents for the smaller shipment. So I'm going to get that added into Seller Central and then I'll show you what to do next. When you get weights, dims, and box content from your supplier, you want to go back to inventory, manage FBA shipments, and then shipping queue. And then you want to find the shipment you want to add the weights and dims to. So I'll hit work on shipment. On this page, you want to confirm the ship from address again. You want to confirm where you're shipping it to. You can also review and modify your units if you want to confirm what items you're sending where. Then you want to go down here. You're going to be sending a small parcel delivery with Amazon partnered carrier, which is UPS. Make sure you check with your supplier whether they have a preference on UPS or FedEx, but mine has no problem with using UPS. Then we'll go down here. How will the shipment be packed? This one actually, because it's only 2 SKUs, will actually be only 1 SKU per box. We're going to use the web form. Then down here, you're going to put your box content information, and over here, you're going to put your weights and dims. So this first one, it is actually a pretty large item, so it's going to be 1 unit per box. There's going to be 5 boxes total. This one, there's going to be 6 in each box with a total of 3 boxes. Let me put in the box weight and the box dimensions real quick. So I have my box content, my box weight, and my box dimensions all entered. Then you want to go down and hit confirm. Then you want to calculate your shipping. So you can see when I calculate my shipping charges, my estimated shipping cost is $107, which is actually kind of ridiculous. It's $1 a pound. And when you consider the fact that it's 23 items, it's almost $5 per item. It's one of the biggest reasons I recommend not buying big items, but I still do it anyway. I don't know why. This is one of the gambles you take if you're buying bigger items, which these ones are. If it has to travel a far distance to get to the Amazon facility, it's going to cost you a lot of money. I stopped recording this video for a second to see the numbers, and I'm still making money on these items, just not nearly as much as it was before. But you win some, you lose some, and most of my money is going to be made on the smaller items anyway. So you would hit I agree, hit accept charges. So this is kind of new, but they're asking for a ship date, which I've never seen before on Amazon. From working with my supplier, I know if I send them these labels tonight, they'll ship it out tomorrow. So that's why I'm going to put it as my ship date. And then you hit print box labels. Instead of printing the shipping labels out yourself, you're just going to save them as a PDF and send it over to your supplier. I always create my labels as thermal labels because I'm assuming my supplier has thermal label printers. So once I save this, I'll send that over to them. Then I just have to wait for that other shipment, weight and dims to come through, and then I could finish that shipment. But we'll repeat the process for the next shipment. You just need to put the weights, dims, and box content into Seller Central, and then download the shipping labels to send to your supplier. And that's how easy it is to send a shipment directly to Amazon. If you haven't found your first wholesale supplier yet, check out this video up here. If you want to learn more about Inventory Lab, then definitely check out this video down here. Don't forget to drop a like. If you want more content like this, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. As always, thanks for watching.